Hey YouTube, it's Jeff at Darkmoon Metals. In today's video, I'm going to be introducing you to my friend Dana. Now Dana, I've known for quite a number of years. She's a very talented artist, and with her talents and mine combined, we have a better chance of making this business do something very special. Now, she is going to be the creative, artistic force behind Darkmoon Metals, and I'm going to be more of the brute force behind Darkmoon Metals. In today's video as well, we're going to be going to a scrapyard to start gathering materials to build our forge. So stick around, it's early in the morning, and we're taking off to get a decent start on the day. Well, this is Dana.
Oh, so the film's actually rolling now.
Yep, the film's rolling. And we are here at Vulcan Scrap Metal in Stanford. They have all kinds of stuff here. This is where we're going to find the material to build the duck pot for our forge. Trying to find something that's got about a 2-inch inside diameter, and right now Dana's behind the camera, so it's actually nice to be able to work and not have to worry about having a tripod. I have a tripod following her around. Well, actually, she's more of a bipod, but who's counting?
Apparently you are.
One of the things you guys should keep an eye out for when you're coming to a scrapyard are other resources, not necessarily what you're looking for. You need to know what's out there. Now this is hex stock, and I use this when I make my swords, knives, and daggers. I use this to make the pommel. I can use this to make the guard for some of my smaller knives, and it's a really, really cool piece of stock. It's not something you see every day, and to buy this brand new, you can't get it in lengths shorter than 10 feet from most steel dealers when they have it. I can probably pick this up for about 40 bucks and it'll keep me going for a long time. You see, this right here is perfect for what we're doing. This will make the neck that goes up into the forge. I have enough left over to make my T, and it's more than long enough to keep the hairdryer away from the forge. Now, I got kind of lucky because this piece still has the threads on the end, so I can just screw my cap on. I haven't found any caps here yet, but I'll keep my eyes open. If not, that's something we can pick up from the store. Alright, this right here is a pile of channel iron and I-beams and things of that nature, and I'm going to be looking through this to see if we can find ourselves a decent fire pot. So, what we did is we went to Vulcan Scrap Metal in Stanford, and we got ourselves one length, and I'm going to be fabricating the T-joint and everything else I need. The only piece I'm going to need to buy is going to be the end cap. But if you're going to go out and you have a good supplier for black iron pipe, you're going to need to get 5 things. The first is a 2-inch T-joint. Now, this, yes, is PVC, but for the purposes of the video, I'm just using something big so you can really see what I'm doing here. But you're going to want to get at least 2-inch black iron pipe, T-joint. You're going to want to get 2 small pieces of black iron pipe that are threaded on each end, and you're going to want to get 1 long piece of black iron pipe, and it really only needs to be threaded on one end. Now, how this goes together is very simple. You would just screw this together, and this is pretty much your duck pot. Your air supply comes through the long pipe and gets directed up into the forge. You want to get one of these that's threaded on each end for the bottom piece because you want to screw on some kind of a cap onto the bottom so your air doesn't get lost out at the bottom, but you want to have it so you can access it to drain out your ash and other debris that may have fallen at the bottom of the duck pot. The top you can either weld to a brake drum, you can weld it to whatever kind of metal you want, whatever you're going to use for your fire pot, or you can simply use the screw-in flange and bolt it to a brake drum like is suggested in some of the other videos. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to make my duck pot out of 1 piece with the exception of the cap. Well, we got all the materials back to the garage to start making the forge, and the next thing to do is to start prepping the pieces. Now, I wasn't able to find a black iron 2-inch end cap. The only thing they had was galvanized steel. Now, galvanized steel is not something that you are supposed to get hot or burn because the coating that's on it produces a very toxic gas that, if you're in a confined space, can kill you. Now, having just said that, sitting next to a fire may seem kind of odd, but this fire is ventilated to the outside. It's only one small part. I'm going to put it in the oven, I'm going to shut the door, then this fire is only going to burn for about a half an hour. But it will be hot enough where the galvanized coating will be removed and safe to use on the forge. As you can see, the shiny galvanized coating is gone, so it's been completely burned away. I just took it out of the stove after being in there for about an hour. Now, you don't want to get the fire too terribly hot, and you don't want to leave it in there for a very long time, simply because you don't want to risk distorting the piece, because after all, if it doesn't fit the threads anymore, taking the time to get the coating off of it is rather pointless, because it becomes a useless part. So I'm going to leave this right out here and give it some time to cool down. Well, we got our pipes cut for the duct pot, and we also got them cleaned off. We removed all the rust. And unfortunately, now it's time to break out the plasma cutter, and I'm sending Dana behind the camera. Bye! Here's an up-close look at our fit-up. Now basically this fit-up is to bypass the need to buy a T-joint. Now I happen to like the look of this a little bit better than having just a whole bunch of random pieces screwed into one another. Kind of looks like a Super Mario Brothers nightmare that way. This, everything is going to be fit together nicely, it's going to be welded, it's going to be nice and strong, and just creating our own T-joint, we save $12 at Home Depot. So that's another $12 we get to keep in our pocket. The next step is to just weld this up. Taking the little extra time to ground down the welds make it look 10 times better. And I'm not using a shielding gas, I'm actually using a flux core wire, and it tends to spatter a little bit more. So just to clean it up, make it look a little more presentable. But that's the weld in the duct pot. Alright YouTube, we're at the end of our first day and we've completed our duct pot. Now I have my air supply that is going to be just a simple hair dryer. It's about 1400 watts. And the barrel on the hairdryer has the same exact diameter as the inside of the pipe, so it fits pretty snug without any need for duct tape. We have the air shaft that's going to go to our T-joint, and we have the air outlet that's going to go to the forge itself, and a 2-inch threaded cap so we can drain out the ash and the debris. So the next step is going to be to build a fire pot, and we'll be handling that in the next video. So hopefully Dana will come around again, and we will have her in the video as well. But until then, this is Jeff and Dana at Darkmoon Metals, and we'll see you again soon.